רבות מספור דיברנו, וזה את זה כמעט בכלל שלא הכרנו, ומקומות רבים מאוד עזבנו, ורק מקום אחד רצינו ואהבנו, ומקומות רבים מאוד עזבנו, ואל הארץ, אל הארץ באנו.
Hello everyone, this is the second in the series of asking for rain for a traveler, what I call the mini Yom Tov Sheni question, because Yom Tov Sheni, that means a whole nother day of not touching your phone, of making kiddush, of a longer davening, and here it just means that you say Veten bracha or Veten ומטר bracha. Mini Yom Tov Sheni, but still a question. And some of you have commented, and you are correct, that even though I said it because it go by your head or by your feet, there is a small difference between the two people that says it does go by your head. According to the Mishnah Brura, in the name of the Pri Chadash and the Pri Megadim, it goes by if you plan to go back to Israel. But according to the Be'er Heitev, in the name of the Maharikash, it doesn't go by what your plans are, but more importantly, where are your assets? If your wife and your kids and your house is in Israel, you'll act like an Israeli. But if, on the other hand, you happen to be someone who does not have a wife and kids in Israel, then what makes you Israeli? Maybe you'll stay in Chutz La'aretz. And there is that little difference between them. And the one that points this out is not just our avid listeners, one of which wanted to be nameless, so I will respect it, but I thought he was absolutely correct. He actually was mechavein to Rav Moshe Feinstein. Rav Moshe Feinstein comes along and says that according to the Pri Chadash, it's based on, and I'll quote his words, Aslinan batar didei. The kevan shelo yachzor b'shana zu, הרי אין צורך לו בשנה זו למטר שבארץ ישראל. ואף שבשביל איש ובניו יש צורך זינו בתר דידי. Since it goes by, are you planning to go back or not, regardless of do you have a wife and kids there, therefore, it's based on your needs. And since right now, this year, your needs are that you are going to be in Chutz La'aretz, then the rain season is based on your needs. You don't want it to rain at a certain time that you're in Chutz La'aretz. You want it to rain at a different time, and therefore, it goes by you. But the Bahari Kashu says it all goes by, do you have a wife and kids and assets in Israel? Indeed, according to Rav Moshe Feinstein comes along and says that ultimately it will go by that because you are not so concerned about yourself, but b'shvil hatzorech li'ishto uvanav shehu gam tzarko. You're in Chutz La'aretz making money, or you're in Chutz La'aretz for a meeting, for a convention, but at the end of the day, you're worried about your wife and kids. That's what you're doing in Chutz La'aretz in the first place. And therefore, it would be based on not what you need, but what your family needs. So as we could see here, we have two positions that are similar. It goes by your head, but they're different. One, the Pri Chadash, the Pri Megadim, quoted by the Mishnah Brura, says it goes by your needs. Namely, it goes by what you need, regardless of who did you leave behind in Israel. But according to the Maharikash, it goes by your family needs. And since the majority of the family is in Israel, you're going to ask like the Israelis. So, to sum up, even though both agree it goes by your head and not by your feet, the question is going to be, what do I need? Or no, it's going to go by, what does the family need at large? And I think this question could be a beautiful, not just halachic statement, but a drasha. When you travel, when you're around the world, you physically are in Australia, but is your mindset the welfare of my family at large? Or is your mindset is, well, right now I'm in Australia, I'm in a different time zone, and therefore it's basically my needs that I have to concentrate on. And these two positions are going to actually express themselves in what do you say in Baruch Aleinu. If it goes by your needs, then you're in Chutz La'aretz right now. Unless you're planning to go back in 2 days. Therefore, you want rain when it's mat'im, when it's pasik, when it makes sense for Chutz La'aretz. If, on the other hand, you will say, no, I may be in Chutz La'aretz, but the majority of my family's in Israel, that's who I worry about. That's the only reason that I'm traveling. Then you will say, in Baruch Aleinu, like the Israelis.